just kind of be respectful if there's anything else you need to find a quiet and respectful way to let one of us adult partners know. Because we are going to move on to our motivational / inspirational speaker during our lunch, which is Mr. Tony Odom. I'd like to introduce Mr. Tony Odom to you all. He is a personal friend of mine, so like Ms. Christina said, I don't know if I've known him 30 years or not, Ms. Christina, I'm not as old as you, so.
Close.
But no, I probably know Tony 30, probably more than 30 years, so. He's a well-known community leader in Champaign, Illinois, recognized for his involvement in youth mentoring and advocacy. He has dedicated much of his work to supporting at-risk youth and creating positive opportunities for young people in the community. Tony has been particularly active in organizing sports-related programs and initiatives aimed at keeping youth engaged in constructive activities, often using basketball as a tool for mentorship and development. Tony's contributions are centered around empowering young people, providing them with guidance, and helping them navigate challenges related to education, employment, and personal growth. His work often focuses on reducing violence and promoting positive life choices, making him a respected figure in the area. Tony is also a published author of 2 books in 1990 and 1991, one called Children Architecture and History of a Child's Guide of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and also Children in Historical Research, a children's book of biographies of women and minority people in Champaign County. As a father of 7 and one expecting to come, as we can all see, Tony's father figure approach also reaches kids that have been deprived of a male figure. He uses examples of success to motivate and build aspirations and ambitions in kids. His goal is to travel around the country, giving supernatural encouragement to kids all over that they can not only be successful through adversity, but that they can become the next leaders of the generations to come. So let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Tony.
Thank you. So wonderfully and eloquently introduced. If I can say I'm Tony Odom, but I've been knowing her for definitely 30 years of my life. I'm 43 years old. I was born in 1981, Chicago, Illinois, Cook County, west side of Chicago. And I actually moved to Champaign, Illinois when I was 7 years old. My mother and my family grew up in the church. So from the church, I took range to Champaign, in Chicago, like everyone else that knows. Who all from Chicago here? Everybody from? Oh yeah, okay. So we all know what Chicago brings, right? Trauma. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning ages, I already knew what trauma was. At the beginning ages, I already had people that had either been succumbed to gun violence or was a part of gun violence. Chicago at a young age. So my mother decided to say, hey, we're gonna try to do something else with Tony. She was a sibling of 14 on the west side of Chicago, K-Town. My dad was a sibling of 23 kids. He was a single, my grandmother, but he was a single son with my grandmother, because she had 3 or 4 kids that died from sudden infant birth defects, lupus. So she really cherished my dad, and then she cherished me as a grandson. So they moved me to Champaign for like somewhat of a better life. When I got to Champaign, it was real familiar to me because there was a lot of project buildings. You know, it was 6 or 7 project buildings in one, 2 or 3 block radius. So I began to live in Champaign, and just like Chicago, there was still like economic problems as just us being in the neighborhoods or rural communities, you know what I'm saying? So I started, my mother being a single mother, she also was going through problems herself, being a young mother, growing up, we all had problems. One thing I learned about my mother though was she was consistent at being an entrepreneur. She always did ahead, put food on the table. She always worked day and night to just supply my niece as a single mother. Then she ended up having 2 more kids. So living, sometimes when you're growing up, you're gonna have adversity. But the one thing I want to talk to you guys today about 2 main points. One is perseverance. That means keep going. You got obstacles that's in your way. It might seem like it's a hard challenge, but perseverance is what's inside you. God put inside you to keep going. 2 is your monetary value. Your value as a human being. Your value that God instilled in you. The reason why you're here on earth. See, God, it's because God chose you to be here. And I think one thing we gotta get back to as a younger generation is valuing ourselves. Knowing that you are valuable, that you mean something to the world. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of times when I was young growing up, I felt like I was alone. I felt like people didn't understand me. You know what I'm saying? I dressed a certain way, I acted a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Based on circumstances that I was going through that nobody knew. I didn't tell everybody that the things that I was going through as a child growing up. Some stuff that you keep inside you because if you tell it, it might hurt someone else, it might get someone in trouble or something like that. So you hold in that hurt and that pain that you're going through because you don't want it to be detrimental to everyone else, but it's really detrimental to you. Then you start acting out a certain way. I start acting out rebellious. I wouldn't listen to nobody. People would try to give me good, constructive criticism about my own life. I'd be like, man, what you hate me? What you talking about, man? You don't know what I'm going through, this and that and that. I was so combative. But people didn't understand why. They didn't understand the reason why I was so aggressive. Because I was going through certain things. And what happened was, all through school, right? I'm just gonna tell you a synopsis about myself. All through school, I was probably the smartest person in class, but I did less than everybody. I probably had all F's, all through school. I played basketball real good, and I made varsity as a freshman on the basketball team. But I still couldn't hone in and focus because there was so much stuff going on outside that I still haven't told people. I didn't tell them about being molested by a woman since she was 10, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell them about being deprived of monetary value. Things, just simple things. Toothpaste, deodorant, stuff like that. Not because my mother didn't care about me, because we just economically, like we black, not to excuse anyone else's culture, but we just didn't, just didn't have it. She tried her best doing it. You feel me? She ended up being able to, she worked hard being able to do it, but when you're young like that, you're going through those problems, and people think you just interacting and you just so-called a bad kid, right? You label a bad kid. But all of that is based on circumstances that you went through that's now making you react like that. Chemical. It's not nothing wrong with it's not nothing wrong with people making mistakes. People gonna make mistakes. Nobody's perfect but Jesus Christ. Nobody. So can't nobody really say, hey, you wrong, you did this, because everybody do something wrong. They might not just put it in the light. They just might keep it in the dark. But what I say is, through perseverance, or I'm gonna go back to the story, I ended up going to prison. I ended up going to prison I went through a whole crime spree in my mind. I was just like, I don't care what nobody say, I'm outside, I'm doing whatever. We slide, we doing this. I had aggravated batteries, guns, drugs, you name it. I was a kid, you name it. I ended up going to, people was graduating from high school, I ended up going to prison. My friends was going to college, I was going to state bill. And one thing that did that state bill broke me because my mother wanted to teach me a lesson, and God wanted to teach me a lesson, so I was in there by myself with nobody. I was what you call a state baby, or lived off state pay. That's $15.14 a month. Can't live off $15, you can't get a decent meal. So they giving us $15.14 a month to live. And one thing when I reflect on it, I thank God for that time. I thank God for that time. Because what it did was shape it. It took away everybody, it took away all the distractions, and it was just me and him. It was me and God. Then you started understanding yourself. You started to realize who you are as a person. God lets you know who you are as a person. So saying, and I vowed I'm not going back to prison. 20 years later, I've been back to prison. 20 years later. Now the recidivism rate is 95%. That means out of $1, 95 cents of people either become reoffenders for parole or they commit another crime. I decided I'm not going back to prison. It was the loneliest time of my life. It was the loneliest time of my life. And God wanted me to see the value in myself. Because there's only two things when you look like me that they really expect. It's dead or jail. That's all they expect. But I defeated the odds because you know why? I decided, you know what? I'm gonna turn the corner. And all it is a decision. People act like it's so hard. It ain't hard. It's a conscious decision. You take it day by day. I want to be better. I don't just want Air Force One. I want Gucci. That's when we're gonna get to the monetary value. There's a lot of people that y'all don't know that's become stars, that's become millionaires off of having trauma and being displaced as a child. I wanted to give y'all that list. Simone Biles, Eddie Murphy, Steve Jobs, John Lennon, Marilyn Monroe, Tiffany Haddish, Jamie Foxx, Cher, Seal, Ice-T. These are all people that were displaced as a child from their families. Some of them was with their uncle, some of them lived with their cousin, some lived with a lady that just a church lady. But what God did was, it was a ram in the bush. They thought it was, some people think that when you're not with your parents, it's always something that's supposed to be a bad situation. No, it means sometimes we feel good. God uses situations to better us. And when you look at yourselves, y'all beautiful people. Beautiful people. Young, smart, vibrant people. Just a decision away from being rich and being successful. I wanted to show y'all a little something because what had happened is now, hindsight, from being consistent, I wanted to show y'all these two books. This is something that God did. When I was young, I didn't even know this was going to affect me. Now I'm 43 years old with 7 kids, going to be 8 kids. I had 2 books that I was a part of when I was 7 or 8 years old. One was the architectural guide, another one was a historical guide on women and minorities had did special things in the town. Because a lot of times we don't know what people's stories is. We just think that it's always been a smooth road. It's always been people that ain't had no problems. They come to levels of success, become millionaires because they just did everything right. No, that ain't how it goes. Adversity makes millionaires. That's what makes you a millionaire. When you go through adversity, you learn how to get through it. Now you become stronger with your thinking and you become more confident. Because there's a lot of people ain't been through what y'all have been through. Y'all some strong people. You can become you so strong, you can be a millionaire off one decision. That's how strong y'all is. Ain't that crazy? One decision. Most of y'all, how old are you, Israel? 17, how old are you, dog? 17, most of y'all 17, 18? I'm 16. 16? I'm 21. You 21? Very good. How old are you? Okay, average age is 21. But you the oldest? Average age is 21. That's good. Average age here is 21. Do you know scientifically that people Your frontal lobe or your decision making, you don't even become a sound decision maker until 25. That's every single person. Your brain doesn't even fully develop until you're 25 years old. So while you think that you're making decisions, that's bad decisions, no, you're just an adolescent. You still young, you still give yourself some time. Don't be so hard on yourself. But in turn, these books has made me an author for 31 years. I didn't know how that was going to take. I didn't know these two books right here was going to take me to a level of success that nobody like me has been to. I'm probably the most highly publicized black man in the suburban area, on that suburban net TV, papers, everything. And you can see right now I got braids, dreads, goals, tattoos, piercings. I like to be fly. I ain't changing up. This is how I like to dress. See what I'm saying? At 43 years old. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is how God can take you to another level. Don't matter what you look like, don't matter what they said about you. It don't matter what the people think about you. It don't even matter. It's what you and with God. I know some of y'all might not have, I don't know if this is the correct form, but who all believe Jesus Christ here? Right? Right? Who all believe in God? Everybody? 21, shoot up. You believe in God? You believe in God, right? Okay. One thing we don't know about ourselves is God is just, it ain't all just about religion. God is something inside of us. It's three components to us. We got spirit, soul, and flesh. A lot of times we exercise the flesh a lot. Drink water, we just eat some good food, watch TV, do a lot of stuff. We don't really exercise the other components of life. Spirit, soul, whatever you believe in, the higher power. We got to understand that we got to connect with that higher power. We have to. Because if we connect with that higher power, what's going to happen is then he's going to get you to a supernatural place of confidence. He's going to get you to a supernatural place of confidence. Because all the adversary wants you to do is think, oh, look, they don't love me. Look what happened to me. Everybody against me. Everybody doing something to me. It ain't, everybody got something to say. That's the adversary. Want you to feel like you're nothing. Want you to feel like that you made mistakes that you just thrown away. No, man. That's right. Accountability is one of the biggest things that we have a problem with as a society. Hold ourselves accountable for mistakes that we made and learn from them. Because guess what? When you learn from something, you get stronger. You get stronger. And what happens is with the adversity that you go through, it's a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Because if you look at the people that's really successful, they wouldn't get to a level of success because it's just like this, like a diamond. Everybody like diamonds, right? Yeah. Everybody like diamonds? You got different type of diamonds. You got SI diamonds, you got VVS 1s, VVS 2s, you got moissanite diamonds, right? All of those levels of diamonds is basically how much emphasis and pressure or what had to take to get to be a diamond, clarity. The clarity of a diamond. A diamond has to go through so much. VVS 1 diamonds have to go through so much to get to that clarity. That's why they cost that much. You know what I'm saying? So things that become successful and very, very shiny have to go through a lot of adversity, a lot of trauma, lots of trauma. Me personally, I was beat by my stepfather from 9 years old to maybe 14 or 15. I was beat profusely. I had to read the dictionary. I had to do a 2-page summary every day. I had to read he was Jehovah's Witness. I had to read the Bible story. Right? And that's how I got, that ended up being good for me because I became real intelligent at an early age. But when I was beating on my stepfather, you know what I used to do? I used to blame God. I used to blame everybody around me. Because why am I innocent when I'm going through this? I ain't did nothing to nobody. Why do people not love me? I was wondering this. At an early age, God told me, excuse my friend, give a damn about them. It's me and you. Once you get closer to that ether, once you get closer to God, decisions become easy. And all of you in here, I don't see absolutely none in the spirit but greatness. Not in the natural realm, in the spirit. If y'all can't see my eyes, but I can see y'all. I don't see nothing but greatness. I'm looking at y'all in your eyes. Y'all ain't looking at me. Y'all can't see me. But in the spirit, great. Because what that diamond went through, y'all went through y'all. As a barber, I didn't have. I've been a barber for 20 years too, over 20 years in the shop. I'm a motivational speaker. I own my own barbershop downtown. I own my own mentor program, which is called the Media Effective Change Mentor Group. I'm a personal mentor. I mentor kids personally. Like you got a personal trainer, I mentor kids personally. Lifetime contracts. That I'm always going to be there as a voice of reason and a person that can motivate you supernaturally to the next level. That's what God's kind of gave me. I can supernaturally motivate you. That if I talk to you, the next level ain't nothing but success. So y'all can expect success. Y'all can expect it. Because that's what I do. What's up, Scott?
How did you find out what you're here for?
That's called purpose. How did I find my purpose? Through the same exact thing y'all do. Whoever you meet, it sounds just like you. I'm exactly you. That's how I became successful. I went through things. It was forks in the road. It was decisions. It was bad ones. It was good ones. It was good circumstances. It was bad ones. It was a mixture. And I embraced it. And I said, God, order my steps. I don't know what to do. Help me. The rest is history. There's not a black man that looks like me. That's why God used me for an example to talk to y'all. If there's not a black man that looks like me out here. Really? Oh, there ain't a black person or urban guy that looks like me that have been through stuff the same thing y'all been through on my mom. That's why I'm here. To motivate y'all. That it's a level of success that you can tap in, and it's easy. It's a conscious decision. That's all it is. It's a conscious decision. It's harder decision to do things where your conscience bother you, where you know you're guilty. I look at little guys all the time. I got little homies that I done cut their hair from all. I done had 60 customers murdered since 2014 to now. 60. That's an average of 6 a year. I done already had 4 or 5 this year. It's still months ago. I talk to them over and over and over again, expressing love to them, because a lot of them just, y'all young, so y'all don't know the value of y'all life. The Bible says that the kingdom of heaven belongs to the young people. It don't belong to the old, it belongs to the young. That's how much God loved y'all, that he died for really y'all, the young ones. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens. But nowadays, they got all this music, they got all this other stuff to tour y'all for what's really supposed to be in y'all minds. And that's success. Not murder, kill. Kill, murder, kill. If I say that 10 times, I won't. If I say it 12, let me tell you how powerful your words is. When I was young, my auntie numbers used to make me sit, get on our knees, me and my cousin. And we had to say Jesus 100 times. And after we said Jesus all 100 times, we ended up speaking in tongues and saying stuff and coming back in the word. Like, where was we at? We 9 years old. So they let you know, however you repetitively think, that's what you believe in. So if you saying, man, this girl ain't on nothing, I'll kill this nigga, I'll kill my cousin, I'll kill everybody. What the heck? First of all, you know they lying, because once you kill somebody one time, you going to jail. Either that or you telling them yourself. So I tell my son's 16 years old. My son's 16, everybody want to have a push-up mask on, everybody want to have a hoodie, right? Everybody following every level, everywhere, but successful ways. Why is it that you get influenced by people that's successful by lying? They're lying. They haven't killed nobody. If they was killed somebody, they'll be in jail like Ronald number 9 or something, or they'll be dead like King Von. Those real people that was doing some street stuff. Or the rest of them that's in jail and died. So I say, don't let nobody influence you that's lying the whole time about him killing somebody. He ain't killed nobody. But you were going to think that you were going to kill a nigga or your cousin because the nigga that's rich in Calabasas, bastards eating asparagus spells tell you to kill your cousin with all real diamonds on with $20, $30 million. He giving more money to his cousins than killing them. So we got to understand, we got to use our brains and value ourselves. Don't let other people influence y'all. Don't let these moments right here be like me. Moments that you reflect on. Man, I used to be that. Because sometimes people hold stuff against you. They try to hold what you used to be against you. They do it to me all the time. Man, why you on TV all the time? Man, why they want you to be? Why they give you an award? Why? Because you know why? Because God told me if I listen to him, he was going to raise me up. I lived in Atlanta 7 years. Every star that y'all can name, I've been around. You can check my file. Every star you name, our future's in there. He putting on his tank top and going out there with him. He go on the stage, I'm out here going crazy. I'll be with all type of guys. God put me in that realm so I can understand this is the level that he want me at. That's the only reason why God gave you examples of being around certain people. That's the only reason why I'm here. I can guarantee a year from now, you call it a prophecy if you want to. A year from now, it's going to be a substantial amount of you guys that remember what I'm talking to y'all right to this day, and y'all going to be exactly who I am right now. Telling somebody who they can be because of you. That's a promise. Some of y'all gonna take this adversity and take this displacement, so to speak, and become the next star. Because if you ask every star, it was some adversity and some trauma that they went through. It was some adversity and some trauma that they went through. But success, that money, man, it can be so. I want to talk about that money to the guy. We'll talk about that for a minute now. That money. What you worth on the money side? Entrepreneurs, who are entrepreneurs in here? Who wants to have their own business? All right. Which one? If I said I got $1 million right now, start a business. Here you go. Which one?
One of my goals that I want to have is I see a lot of up-and-coming clothing brands and artists in Chicago, and I feel like there's not enough places that allow them to showcase their brand in stores.
Okay.
So I want to have a storefront downtown, up-and-coming artists and brands that can also make and sell their clothing.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Straight as you said, I went to school at Columbia College. Then I transferred to what you call International Academy of Design Technology. Me and my friend, we got a gold line in Chicago. You know where that started? We went to school. Because we knew how to be fly. But there's a lot of things that you gotta learn that people don't understand that going to school is pivotal because it's discipline. You can't make real money without this. So what I would suggest for you to do is school. And it was so easy for me to get to that school because I got my GED and I went right there. They gave me everything that I needed. I started living downtown Chicago. I hear y'all there talking to y'all about that. I lived downtown Chicago on the Gold Coast when I was going to school. My My whole family lived in the city. Our last outside. At that point in time, they wouldn't even come downtown. 10 years ago, man, we ain't come down there. I would have to go get on the green line, get on the red line, go there, so be pretty. So what God told me for you to do, go to school. Go to fashion school. And I learned a lot of things in fashion school that people that just know how to dress don't know about. That's why I'm proud. It's a little bit of stuff I learned. First,
my business that I want to make, I'm actually working on it right now because there's like a place in my town that does it, but it's like I want to make my own clothing brand. It's called Dang Doodles Inc.
okay.
And
Look up. Yeah, look up. Go ahead, say it again.
It's called Dang Doodles Inc.
Okay.
And it's all my drawings and stuff
Okay.
on t-shirts and like I want to make like jean patches and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So.
What's crazy is I was in LA. You know, y'all know about Gallery Park? Everybody heard about that? Gallery Park? So the first fashion show they had, I was there. I got a t-shirt of the first line that they had. My best friend, she's a model, and she played in the WNBA, but she does fashion modeling. We went to a show of Gallery Park and Lab On. You know Lab On? You know Lab On? Know what that is? So the first fashion show. So guess how much money they making now?
Probably millions.
Okay, cool. So with one idea, Suzanne, we don't even know that most of the stuff that people that we looked up to are the same as us. They just was the person that said what I said, perseverance and believe in themselves. Suzanne,
Yeah.
you know that you make mistakes, what they lead up to. That's predicated to. So just imagine if you focus on success and positivity. What you do? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm becoming a lawyer, and then after that, my business that I want to create, it will be a non-for-profit organization. There's a lot of people with mental health that may not be comfortable with speaking to people, and there are a lot of stray animals, as in dogs and cats, and I know that a lot of people need emotional support animals. So I would like to build a lot of shelters and get them their shots. Get them a little bit of training so that they can, be qualified to be emotional support animals. Give them away to people with mental health issues, and also give them a free month's worth of food, and also they can come back to those specific shelters that I own for any of the medical expenses for their animals.
Beautiful. So what I will tell you is, right, I'm a person planning, right? So with that, those after, those right, see, you got what we call foresight. You got thoughts for the future. So what you got to do right now to get those goals, they seem like they're astronomical, they're not. I know people that became lawyers without being good in high school. They're lawyers now. You know what I'm saying? Everything is about attaining goals. Look at the goals. You got good foresight of the future. Look at the goals right now that you can do. Right now. That you can take. Get to that end goal. That end goal is political science. Going to school, how old are you, start? 19. You're 19. So guess what you can do? You know where you live at? Blue Island in the city. You go to Harold Washington. You go to Kennedy King. You go to junior colleges, and you can major in political science. You get that political science, with a junior college degree, associates. Then you can go to a major college, a 4-year college, and get a degree for that same thing. And then you have to go get your master's, right? So it's possible. But right now, what you want to do is, you want to set them attainable goals in front of you, because that end goal is there. The end goal is there. You see it. God has gave you foresight. So what you got to do now is write the attainable goals down. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. When you diligently do it, that end goal is going to be near. The more you let time go past and you're doing the right things. I'm going to tell you one thing, God. I don't know why God told me. Don't let people distract you. Don't Don't let them distract you. Feel me? A lot of times what I tell my daughter is, when you're growing up and you start getting older, guys start coming along, companions start coming along. Those can sometimes be distractions. People can sometimes be distractions. Now you gotta go to school now. He talking about nah, don't go. See what I'm saying? She talking about nah, let's go to the movies. I got class. I got somewhere to be. But sometimes those folks be distracted. Don't let nobody distract you.
If you don't mind me asking, when did you get your GED? Did you get it after?
So I got my GED 2004. So I went to prison. I told you I went to prison. And when I went to prison, I don't know why they did my GED there, because it was a long line of school and this and that and the third. But I gotta thank my friends that was actually her friend too, Mark Towns, is one of my best friends. Me and him moved to Chicago. So he was going to fashion school, which became a pretty known fashion designer. And I was his friend, so he encouraged me, man, get in school. Go get your GED. At the same time, don't wait on me to get out of school and then we smoking all that. No, go to school at the same time. So he encouraged me to go get to school at the same time. I went to get my GED. It was crazy how I happened. When I got my GED, then I went to school immediately after.
Can you talk a little bit about how, like, because you said everybody was like going to college and graduating high school. Can you talk a little bit about like being behind? Like, not necessarily behind per se, but like waiting until after prison to get your GED and then having to start like from there and then go to school?
Yeah, I really when I looked at it, I did too much on myself. I put too much on myself. I looked at a lot of stuff that I didn't even have to do. See what I'm saying? The idle time that was playground. I had just a lot of time that I wasn't applying myself. So then when it was time to apply myself, I seen I was back in the hole. That's why it's good to start now. That's why y'all at the pivotal age. Y'all at a perfect age. I say back again, if y'all listen to me, really on the side to do sound decisions till you're 25 years old. Till you're 25. That's why perseverance is necessary. Because look, now I'm 43. Now I done became successful. See what I'm saying? Now I done became successful. Now I can tell my little homies, hey, check it out. No, we ain't doing that. You know why they listen to me now? Because they didn't see my role. They didn't see. T.O. used to do this, T.O. used to do that, then he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. They know I ain't faking the funk for them. They know I ain't. I really tried and I kept going. So it seemed like you could be in the hole. You seem like, man, I'm a little bit, they graduated, I'm going to jail. A lot of people that went to graduate and I went to prison, I'm still so far ahead of them now.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Star.
So back to the entrepreneur stuff. I want to like become a music therapist or like open my own business for music therapy or like art therapy for like non-verbal kids.
So you mean like sound baths? Yeah, sound baths. And just a meditation coach, right? I do a lot of time, I listen to Bobby McCrane. He does a lot of music without words. A lot of times music without words are good for meditation. Music is therapy. It's the first thing that God actually anointed somebody to do. He ended up being Lucifer, the son of the morning, the devil, who's in the parable. But he was music. Music is therapy. It's influence. That's why you see a lot of people that listen to certain music now be influenced on the negative side, right? But that right there is perfect. I already see it doing it. I already see it. It's perfect. They also got something called the forest in Michigan, where basically people come off from all around the country, and they use positive affirmations, and playing music and sound baths and stuff like that. So that's in the ministry. So,
Back to the questions.
she's up with back here.
For me,
Yeah.
a small business is sort of like I got inspired by something called Fill Up Heart for Kids. It's a non-for-profit organization that helps foster youth and homeless kids, get them like codes, be there for them when they need them, like parties, like for their birthdays when they don't have anybody else to celebrate it. roads and stuff like that. I got inspired by that because I know the founder of, I know her personally.
Okay.
And I have been making bows like that's my sister. I make bows. I am a very I'm a big craft person. I make hats that I'm gonna donate to Philip Hart. And usually when people ask me like, if you sell these hats, what are you gonna do with the money? And I'm like,
Right.
I'm probably gonna sell. Well,
Sell for to
sell-
get back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like sell them, and then maybe like if I get money, I can probably give it back, like give it to Philip Hart for kids, and like we can do bigger stuff. Like right now, I'm planning with them a Christmas party for
Okay.
foster youth and a Thanksgiving party. I'm planning that with them at the moment, and I just
That's perfect. 'Cause guess what? New service, new millionaires. Am I okay? Am I talking too much?
No.
New millionaires are people that service others. New millionaire. New millionaire ain't just inventing something.
Oh, I got a different feeling. It's a feeling that right in the race and outside the race too.
Nah. Service. Helping others are the new millionaires for the future. People that's been through certain things, that's been through hardships, that want to service and help people. That's the new millionaires. Where you help people, you motivate them. Because it's a low level of efficiency, or it's a deficiency on motivation for the youth, for the generation. It's a deficiency on leadership. So y'all gotta understand y'all the new leaders. How old you is, bro?
19.
19. What you want to do?
I want to become a master in social work and education.
That's good. Because you know why? Right now, what God's doing with y'all is preparing y'all for occupations that y'all gonna need to help other people with. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, a lot of people that don't go through adversity don't become successful in the future. You gotta take that same energy. You gotta take that same energy and channel it to those attainable goals that you set forth. The reason why I asked y'all this is because it's pivotal for you to have aspirations and ambition in life. That's what keeps you living. That's what keeps people old. I asked the older guy, I said, man, what keeps you alive? He said, one, stand out for people. He said, two, want to be something, to live, be better every day. He looked up and he 80-something years old. See what I'm saying? What the enemy wants y'all to do is, with the stuff that y'all been through, he wants y'all to use that as pity parties. Pity on yourself. Blame them. Man, I did it. Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna ask, like, how do you communicate with God?
How do I communicate with God? The first level of communication with God is very, very easy. It's just like a relationship. It's like when you meet somebody, meet a guy that you might like, or a significant person that you might like. Interest. Show interest. The way you get to know the God that I believe in, this is a friend close to any brother. It ain't about church. It's a personal relationship. It's had nothing to do with going somewhere and hooping and hollering and tap dancing, crying and stuff like that. Even though that's cool, because I go to church, I cry every time. Just to release. You know what I'm saying? In the spirit. But what you do is you pick that book up, and that's the way that you get into a relationship with that higher power. I would say go to the Old Testament, go to the New Testament, because that's what Jesus Christ said. I've also read the Quran. I've also rested in that information. It's all the same information, it's enlightenment. But the choice is yours. See what I'm saying? The choice is yours.
So how do you read the Bible before at the same time?
I didn't read it at the same time, I only read it in totality. Two separate times. I was in prison 2001 to 2004. Everybody else playing basketball and playing cards, I read books. That's what I did. People had to pull me up out the room. Because I would be in there reading, that's what it made me escape. You know what I'm saying? The reality of the worst time of my life. That's when God was there. When no one was there. I counted all the bricks after I said, man, I'm mad, I'm sorry. God was right there and said, okay, man, get to know me, man. I'm right here. And that personal relationship got better and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Just like a substantial relationship with anybody. It just starts with communication. It's already inside you. You already see it. It's already inside you. It's something that you want.
Yeah, it's,
Something that you want.
yeah, my relationship with God is very good.
Yeah, that's all it's about. It's about communication. No one, everybody's an entity, and no one can tell you what you believe in, what your faith is. Because at the end of the day, ain't no romance and passes. You ain't come in with nobody. It's just about you. No relationship with God. You. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know a lot of people have different ways to communicate.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to see, like, meaning
Yeah.
people.
God is love, right? That's what God really is. So it ain't about, if someone else doesn't believe the same thing you don't believe in, that's a different vantage point. That don't mean that you're not supposed to love them. That don't mean that they're wrong and you're right either. Because with God ain't decision of who. No, God is love. Love your enemy and love your neighbor. That's what we got to get back to. That's what the real reason why we even right here at this point. Because we got to love one another because we've been displaced for love. Feel me? The love that's supposed to be there might not have been, given to us. So that's why if we love one another, I'm still cool if Shorty don't love me or Shorty don't love me because I got the child love. I'm straight. Because it's enough love to go around. You know what I'm saying? The hate really is weak. If you ask me, question.
I just wanted to say that, like, when you said that you used books to escape while you were in prison, I was in residential for a year and a half, actually, recently. I got out in July, and I definitely used books and, like, my MP3 player to escape, like, music and my books to escape, because I just felt like it was such a rough, like, period. It was so chaotic all the time, and it's like, it felt like just, I've never been in prison, but a form of prison.
Yeah, that's just it. All of that. What prison is mental captivity.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll be mentally captive. Physically ain't even nothing. You know what I'm saying? Your body can get used to certain things, but your mentality, your mental, that's the fight. What the adversary wants is your mind. He don't really want your body like that. He wants your mind. When you get your mind, then that's predicated on how you treat your body. So what you got to do is fight your mind. When you've had them negative thoughts, this is the easiest way. I used to have negative thoughts in my mind, right? Because I had been through so much trauma. Once I told you, I was beaten as a child. I was molested as a child. Feel me? So people sometimes think when you say you was molested by a woman that it wasn't that ain't that big a deal. What you doing? You got it was a girl. You know what I'm saying? No, it's still trauma. The reason why some way that I communicate with women or how I felt about women or how I treated women was predicated on that. I didn't value women that much. They was just as valuable as an object. You want it or you don't. See what I'm saying? So that trauma that I went through, you feel me? I had to give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I had to give it, I gave it to God. I gave it to God. If I didn't, I would have killed somebody. Or I would have did something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens. I talk to a lot of people. Like I told you, I had customers that got murdered. I've also had kids that I love that murdered somebody. See what I'm saying? Fork in the road, in between. I love this person and I love this person. I wish that person wouldn't have did it. I wish this person wouldn't do it. So that's my fight. My fight is to try to get people, to motivate people that's been said that they ain't gonna be nothing, that threw them away, that said they ain't gonna be nobody. To remind you that the most successful people in the world look like us. The most successful rich people in the world is just like us. Because I'm y'all. That's why I said I'm exactly y'all. They look like us. And when God look at it, and he be so proud when we make that decision, because all y'all have made decisions to be better with y'all lives. That's why y'all here. So the future ain't nothing but bright. It ain't nothing but bright for y'all. The only way it can be dark is you dim it. Yourself. Can't nobody dim your light. Can't nobody hate to say nothing about you, make you feel, if it make you feel if it make you feel some type of way. Weak. No, this is time to be strong, confident. Let's get it. See what I'm saying? And y'all got people that love y'all got people that set instruction. Respect it. You know why? You respect elders? Because one day you're going to respect. It's that simple. One day you're going to be in leadership positions. And you want people to know that you constructively got the right thing for them or plan for them. Because these people that that work in these advocacy places, I remind me of myself. I'm an empath, so I feel empathy for people. I want more for people. I want you to get a new car, and I ain't got a new car. You get a new car, I'm happy for you. Man, I can't believe, bro, you went crazy on game. That's why. I'm more happy for you because I'm an empath.
That's a true person.
See what I'm saying? I want y'all to be the best y'all can be. That's why I travel all across the country, talk to kids like y'all, and humans like y'all, the next leaders of this world. Because the next leaders of the world got to be strong people. This next generation, on my mama, it's finna be crazy. It ain't the same. Y'all ain't got grandma 18 up praying for y'all, and you know what I'm saying, getting on their knees crying for y'all every day. Y'all really don't run the world. If y'all don't learn how to run it right now, it's gonna be too much for us, brother.
Do you ever get nervous speaking in front of so many people? It's like, like you can tell now, I have really trouble with eye contact and like asserting myself, like body language wise. And so I feel like it's just like I have to work on not being nervous and like staying on track on the topic that I'm trying to talk about, not like rambling. Did you ever have to work on yourself and improve yourself in motivational speaking?
Yeah, me and you twins. Everything you said, same thing with me, right?
Yeah.
What I did was I used certain things to get me comfortable. I used to have anxiety about just anything that I had to do new. I play basketball, it's a new game. You know what I'm saying? It's the anxiousness that I had. How I got comfortable is I started getting comfortable with myself and accepting who I am. Once I accepted who I was as a person, nothing else bothered me, and I got comfortable with my own self.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that helped me with the life that I live right now. People talk about me my whole life. I know, well actually no, but I know her for a long time too. Go ahead, Scott.
Do you regret anything you did?
Yeah, that's a good question. I regret a lot of things that I did.
You do?
I regret a lot of things that I did. People say they don't regret, they lying.
No.
No, this is what it is. Regret is this. If I could change some things, I would. Would you change anything? You wouldn't change absolutely nothing. See, I got bad, I'm also going to be honest with you, right? So I got bad grades in school. I wish I could change that. I didn't listen a lot.
But I'm talking about like.
You talking about decisions you made, crazy things you did right here? No, what you're saying is you roll with the punches. You accepted everything that came in life. But the reality is that there was some things that you would have changed. That's the reality. I know being strong or being, I'm seeing it, I'm looking at you. It is some things you would have changed. You would have went to school, you would have did whatever you would have did, whatever it was. It's some things you would have changed. That's natural. That's natural. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because I'm being honest with you. I wish I would have never not had my driver's license. I wish I would have cherished my driver's license. I wish I would have never gotten a felony. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have, even though they sealed in the spoilers and all that, God did all that for me and all that, that's cool. But I wish I would have never did it. I wish I would have never did crimes. I wish I would have never committed a crime. fine. I promise you I'm on my way. What, she was moving that, you go ahead.
I just think that speaks to like growth.
Yeah.
Right, that means that like if you got another chance to do it, you probably wouldn't do it the same way.
No,
You know,
definitely.
and I think that like it's very different. I'm a mentor also for like youth who are in college or doing the college thing,
Yeah.
and some of the youth that I talk to are doing like the same things that I used to do
Yeah.
when I was in, like when I didn't have somebody watching over me all the time. And sometimes it's like, but you don't have to do that. Like you don't have to make it harder for yourself.
Mhm.
Like you could just, it sucks right now, but you can make it through. And so like I think it speaks to like your growth and like you know what mistakes you made and you took accountability for that and you want to change and you want to be better and you want to do better.
So what you saying is, right, you definitely get, sometimes I definitely felt that way. Now that I thought about it, there's two ways that you can think of it. It's two ways. You can think of it your way, which is the correct way also, that you would be where you was at if you wouldn't with what you would.
That's exactly how I think.
See what I'm saying? So that right there is what you call strength. That's strength. That's you just develop a level of strength. See what I'm saying? But it's also a yang to it. You know what I'm saying? There's also, because the reality is just honesty with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Man, I wish I would have just did this, and that, and the third. That's just what it is, gang. My mama, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with feeling both ways.
But what if I really don't feel like that? Like
That's what I'm saying. You really don't feel like that. That's because you channel that energy into strength. See what I'm saying? You channel that energy into strength. But if you was by yourself, you know what I'm saying? It might be things that you might not even want to talk about that you wish you could change. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of life is that we can change certain things. Go ahead.
Just two things I'm gonna say. What time is it? We got time for like 1 or 2 more questions, but I just also have a question.
Okay.
As you said, you've been in office over 30 years.
Yes.
And as a motivational speaker, how would you say you went about getting that confidence to put yourself out there and use your voice to speak to others? Because for me personally, I'm big on poetry and reaching others through my words, but I have a fear of like talking in front of a lot of people.
Yeah. So the fear we're talking in front of a lot of people is basically like feeling you don't want to be rejected, right? You don't want people to feel like you did something.
It's not
that's
necessarily
cool.
that. I think my fear is like when I have spoken my poetry in front of other people.
The response.
Not necessarily the response. I don't like being the center of attention.
Right. And I think, me personally, the reason why I can do this so easily is because I really care. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I really care about. I've done music, you know what I'm saying? I'm an artist. So I've always, had to be in front of people and conveying what I'm expressing myself. It's just really expressing, me expressing myself. When I went to art school, one thing in design fundamentals class, that's why college is important. It's just college is important because it's a place where you learn more. You know what I'm saying? You learn more vernacular, you learn more rhetoric, things that you want to do. What happened was, I learned that if I could somehow like channel the anxiety to like confidence, like, you know what I'm saying, this is my opinion, I just want to express this to you. That's how, and the more and more I did, the more and more comfortable. Right now, this is my first, I do a lot of motivational speaking, but this is my first time in this type of setting. You know what I mean? I speak at schools, I speak in front of lots of kids, I go motivational speak at detention centers, Cunningham Children's Home, Lincoln China, and stuff like that. But this is more of an intimate setting where I feel like I can really get to y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a personal mentor, because I don't want to just have this stuff go over y'all head. I want y'all to remember this moment as a moment of catapulting y'all to a level of success, just to encourage me. That's why I say I'm a supernatural encourager. How many questions I got?
I have 2 quick questions.
We
gotta wrap it up with our next.
They're really
presenter.
good. They're really good.
Okay.
Do you, you said you're a mentor in Champaign, right?
Mhm.
So do you know, a man named Reinhard? He's a mentor.
Yeah. Right now, Wilson is my partner. That's crazy to say. Right now, Wilson is my partner. It's called Immediate Effective Change. You know what I'm saying? He also works at Pavilion. He works at
Cunningham.
Cunningham.
One Hope United.
It's a school, it's like an alternative school he works at.
Circle.
What's that alternative school up at NT?
Ready.
Ready. He works at Ready too.
I just wanted to know.
So in conclusion, man, I want to tell you guys, man, I appreciate you guys for bringing me out to all this. Prosperity over you guys. I pray that you guys continue. My name is Tony Odom. T-O-L-Y-O-D-O-M. But I want to put a spirit of prosperity and perseverance on you guys. That you guys don't stop. Keep going.